Ajivunia kaka tukijita wa Kenya, nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Kenya nchi yenye baraka. Kenya makao yetu ni nchi ya kupendeza, kamwe hatutaiacha. Kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha. Kamwe Kenya hatutaiacha. Anayependa Kenya ni yule mwenye kutenda haki kwa watu wote.
This one, welcome. Our CC is known as Norbert Komora na atajitambulisha zaidi ya hiyo. Si mlimjua Njoka? Lakini sasa kuna mwingine alikuja na
the red eye conjunctivitis disease that has affected several of our schools. And at one point we are contemplating closing several of the schools. But after we had discussed extensively with the Public Health Department, as well as the Department of Education, we decided that it is better we contain the disease within the schools, rather than sending the students home, which would have made the disease spread even much further. But I must add that for us to be able to contain the disease, cleanliness is the key. And what we need to do is just to wash our hands, to avoid the handshakes. Not in the context that you're understanding it, but just the normal handshake where you maybe meet a friend and you have to maybe get to know about each other's welfare, and as well as avoiding touching your eyes, especially before you have cleaned up your hands. I believe that many of us, either we do not understand what Madaraka Day stands for, and yet it is a very important day. within the history of our country. And for us to be able to understand, I think we'll go out of our way, we'll listen keenly to the president's speech. For there are three very important days within the history of our country. The first one being Madaraka Day, where we claimed self-independence or self-internal rule. During that time, the white man still believed that Africans were not yet ready for self-rule. And they believed that they could still continue holding on to the reins of power until such a time that they believed that Kenya would be strong enough to be able to self-govern itself. So it had to take our heroes, and that is why we celebrate the 20th of October, where we look at the heroes of our country who went out of their way to ensure that our country governed itself. And finally, the other third day, which is very important within the history of our country, is Jamhuri Day, observed on the 12th of December of every year. If we understood the meaning of Madaraka Day, we would have more citizens attending to hear at least what we have achieved during our 61st anniversary of our country. But even then, I believe those ones of us who are here, we still have a long way in ensuring that I think we increase our patriotism levels. Early this morning, when a county secretary, I found workers. The ones that you are tormenting about, trying to construct the ring road. During such a day, such a worker should not be working. They are supposed to be celebrating a Madaraka Day. Or even if they are supposed to be at home celebrating that Madaraka Day. So it is imperative that we take our patriotism and nurture.
The speech of Governor James Orengo on Madaraka Day 2024, the year, the members of the national government, county government, invited guests, leaders, and members of the public. It is a special joy and honor to join the people of Siaya County and the rest Kenyans for today's celebrations and commemoration of Madaraka Day. We owe a great debt to the sons and daughters of this great county, like the late Jomo Kenyatta, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Achieng' Oneko, among other leaders and freedom fighters. The tree of freedom and liberty that we enjoy today was watered by their blood and those of other patriots across the country. Thank you to those who exercise eternal vigilance to ensure that these rights, freedoms, and liberties are protected. Special thanks to our party leader and patron, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, in that regard. Jothurwa, devolution is a key fruit of this struggle for a better Kenya, and I urge you to protect and hold it dear to your hearts. Let us preserve, protect, and propagate this precious gift so that at the appropriate time, we will hand it over to the future generations. A key part of the Pan-Africanist philosophy that Kenya's founding fathers adhered to was that Africa had been the land of great civilization that lost their way as they came under the external assault of slavery and later colonization. Madaraka, therefore, was and remains an opportunity for reclamation of our histories as free peoples. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the efforts that brought Madaraka and later independence, and that we protect as a people, and every Kenyan today has the right to be represented in government. You have the right to be treated in a manner befitting your dignity, with utmost done to provide access to effective education, good medical care, and for your person and prosperity to be protected. Through devolution, your voice is heard more clearly in the governance decisions that affect you and your neighbors. We must have a more honest county to protect our liberty and be able to use it to build a glittering Siaya in Kenya. For the sake of honesty, let's agree that we must be united as a people from all the 6 sub-counties in the county. Unity does not mean we agree on all things, but it is important, it's a requirement for our county to be able to have the stability that will enable us to invest in it without fear. Our founding fathers knew when they won Madaraka that there was no going back to the political structures that preceded colonialism. The world had changed too much. There were too many dangers to our freedom if we did not come together to forge a new nation. We had fought for freedom together. We needed to stand together to protect it and turn it into a lasting liberty and prosperity. The overwhelming majority of us live in peace and good neighborliness with our fellow citizens. We reach out to one another in good and bad times, and our children play together, and marry each other across the communities. I urge us all to have a united Siaya County. As we build trust in one another and have united county, we must ensure that the county government of Siaya help us to solve some of the most pressing problems we have today. And that's why I am fighting hard to implement the 9-point Nyalore agenda in my manifesto, which in its pillars seek to directly benefit the lives of residents of Siaya, particularly those who are having the toughest times. One pillar is in agriculture sector, where we strive to achieve 15% of our economic output as a county. This is why my government is keen on having subsidized seeds and fertilizers to support farmers to improve their production. And we have also just completed the construction of cereal rice mill in Usonga Ward, and this will be able to help us produce a Siaya branded product labeled made in Siaya, coming from this state-of-the-art company or other factory. The products, once we start operations, will be available in the supermarkets across the country. Another area of focus in my government is in the area of industrialization, where we are undertaking a project known as County Aggregation and Industrial Park, located in central Alego, in Gotakara. This is a Kenya shillings 500 million project being undertaken jointly by county government and national government. The output of this project, when completed, is that it will spur economic development and growth in the area of industrialization and agro-processing. In pursuit of healthcare, we are extending health services to every household, and that is the fundamental reason why our community health promoters are taken care of by the county government by way of stipend to enable them discharge their functions. In that way, our medical emergencies will stop being a threat to the family and the livelihood in various areas of the county. What we also need to do is to strengthen the simple interventions that have saved so many lives, such as extension of free treated mosquito nets and proper maternal health care program. I take this opportunity to inform you that we are currently constructing a modern surgical complex at the Siaya County referral, and this facility is near completion, and once put into operation, we will be able to offer more specialized procedures within our county referral hospital. The other pillar we are focusing on is ensuring that every resident in Siaya has access to affordable and nutritious food, because no county can consider itself to be successful or great if any number of citizens are threatened with malnutrition and starvation of any nature. Siaya is in the race with the world to be productive enough and innovative enough to produce better and cheaper goods than the rest. I urge everyone in business today to take their growth and success as a key contribution to our county. Building value and paying salaries is building the county, and I urge all to redouble their efforts and to invest in ambitious expansion. I urge workers and their trade unions to invest in growing the cake so that we can all have more to divide. As a government, we will offer new incentives to manufacturers in the county by providing affordable licensing options and also extending other incentives to our investors. We will keep doing everything we can to be supportive to our citizens of Siaya. And that is the message from the governor of Siaya County. Bwana Commissioner, you'll allow me just to buttress the message by putting emphasis on a few areas of development by informing the people of Siaya what is going on at the moment and what the government has put in its immediate plans to cause development in the county. and I will start with agriculture. The county government of Siaya has purposed to promote the value chains in some key areas, namely a cotton value chain, rice value chain, the edible oils, e.g. sunflower, and also high value fruit trees like avocados. We are encouraging our farmers to take up the initiative to invest in those particular areas, working closely with the county government. And we have recently employed a number of agricultural extension officers in all the sub-counties who are ready and waiting to support farmers who develop interest in one of those areas. I also want to highlight the fact that we are also working closely with the national government towards completion of the Lower Nzoia irrigation project, which runs from Ugunja through to Alego and down to Lake Victoria. This project is meant to spur agricultural activities in the neighborhood, and we are already in discussions with the national government and other development partners, including World Bank, to see how our farmers can best utilize the project to improve agricultural production in the concerned areas.